Here are the three pieces of equipment you need to know for the 777. Let's start right here by my left knee. This is the transponder. Transponder looks like a little radio, and really that's kind of what it is. It sends out a signal that is picked up by the radio operator on the ground. It tells them who we are, which way we're headed, altitude, things like that. Basic stuff they need to know to fit us into the air traffic system. About 45 minutes into Flight 370, this stopped working. We're not sure why. Was it accident or deliberately disabled? Unknown. Can you shut it off? Yes, you can. Like this, 3 clicks to the left, and it's turned off. Doesn't mean we're invisible to radar. We're still there. They just don't know who we are. No pilot, at least no responsible pilot, would ever turn that off in flight, which probably begs the question, why is there an on-off switch? The answer is, when you landed and are at the gate, the radar operator doesn't need to know that, so you shut it off. Let's talk about the ACAR system. I had to write this down. ACARS actually stands for Aircraft Communications Addressing and Reporting System. You can access that via this screen here. Kind of a sophisticated texting service for the pilots to reach the ground and the ground to reach the pilots in areas where radio communication can be a bit difficult. It's also got this system that reports in about every half hour automatically what this plane is doing and sends a lot of information about what the avionics, the engines, the wings, everything on this plane are doing. And that goes automatically. It doesn't need the pilots to send it. At some point on Flight 370, it also stopped. But that doesn't have an on-off switch, which has many people wondering, well, why did it stop reporting? Could it have been an accident? Maybe. Or maybe somebody got down into the wiring and deliberately tried to shut it down to, again, try to mask the movement of the aircraft. Lastly, let me show you this thing. This is kind of the brain of the plane. It too does a lot of things, but I suppose you really would call it a really big GPS system. And just like the one in your car, you would program it before you went anywhere. In this case, you program it to go from Kuala Lumpur to Beijing, which this flight was doing. And every sort of aspect in that flight is logged on this computer screen. Could you change it once you're in flight? Yeah, you could. All it takes is the knowledge of how to operate it and about 7 or 8 keystrokes to input the new direction you want to go. Hit execute, and the plane automatically turns and moves on a new direction. At some point, this plane did make a turn based upon an input into this device. Why? We still don't know, like so many other things of Flight 370. But at least the simulator helps us understand the equipment involved.